With a record 23 gold medals across 4 Olympic Games, most people consider American swimmer Michael Phelps to be hands down the greatest Olympian ever. That statement is hard to argue with Phelps also earning a record 13 gold medals in individual events and 28 total medals from the 2004 Athens Games to the 2016 Olympics in Rio. He also won a record 8 gold medals at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, beating Mark Spitz's previous record of 7 golds in a single Olympic Games. These are all impressive feats that make Michael Phelps one of the greatest athletes of all time. But what if we were to tell you that despite all of those records, Michael Phelps is still not the greatest Olympian ever? Right about now, you're probably screaming at the computer screen saying something like, "Are you nuts?" And the answer to that question is yes, we very may well be. In these videos from our YouTube channel, we'll take some rather bold statements and predictions from the sports world and do our best to justify their truthfulness. This argument is a tough one, especially when you consider all of the success that Phelps has had over the course of the last 4 Summer Olympic Games. During his swan song in Rio, at the age of 31, he won a gold medal in 5 of the 6 competitions he entered. And his gold in the 200 meter equaled Al Order and Carl Lewis as the only athletes to win gold in the same event at 4 straight Olympics. So how could we possibly suggest that Michael Phelps is not the greatest Olympian of all time? Well, we'll begin our argument by taking a look at the sport in which he participates in, swimming. With a total of 17 gold medals up for grabs on the men's side, no athletes are afforded a greater opportunity at winning multiple medals than swimmers. If you can master the freestyle and one other discipline, you give yourself a shot at competing in as many as 8 individual races and 3 relays. That's exactly what Phelps has done. By perfecting the freestyle and butterfly strokes, he's managed to win 1 gold medal in the 200 meter freestyle and multiple golds in the 1 and 200 fly, the 2 and 4 individual medley, the 4x1 free, the 4x2 free, and the 4x1 individual medley. That's a total of 8 different events, which is the number of events that Phelps has competed in during each of the 2004 and 2008 Summer Games, before reducing that total to 7 in 2012 and 6 in 2016. No athlete in any other discipline will even come close to getting to compete in 8 events in a single Olympic Games. Even 19-year-old gymnastics phenom Simone Biles only got to compete in 6 events at the Rio Games, despite dominating the competition. Now don't get me wrong here. The fact that Phelps has excelled in multiple disciplines in the pool is certainly not a detriment to his resume. What I'm suggesting, however, is that because of the uneven number of events across different sports, we should probably look beyond just medal counts when determining who the best Olympian of all time really is. So if the number of medals won isn't the sole determining factor, and Michael Phelps isn't the greatest Olympian of all time, then who is the greatest and why? And in our opinion, a key component in identifying the best Olympian ever is domination in one's field of expertise. However, this domination should take place over the course of multiple Olympiads. For example, Muhammad Ali absolutely dominated the competition in the light heavyweight division during the 1960 Olympic Games in Rome, winning his first bout via TKO and his next 3 by 5-0 margins en route to the gold medal. Nadia Comaneci was equally dominant in the gymnastics competition at the 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal, recording 7 perfect 10 scores on her way towards gold on the uneven bars, balance beam, and the all-around competition. However, in the case of both Ali and Comaneci, neither were able to sustain their domination over the course of multiple Olympics, with the former turning pro after the 1960 Games and the latter failing to duplicate her all-around gold in 1980, taking home silver instead. So not only is domination required in order to be considered the greatest Olympian of all time, but domination over a substantial period of time is also a necessity in our opinion. This is certainly not to say that Michael Phelps hasn't been dominant over multiple Olympics. The man has a record 23 gold medals, 13 of which came in individual events. 5 of those golds were won in world record times, and he's won gold in the 200 meter individual medley in 4 straight Olympics. As far as dominance goes, you'd be hard pressed to find more dominating performances at the Olympics than that, but here are 2 Olympians that we believe have outdone Michael Phelps. That would be turn-of-the-century American track and field athlete Ray Urey. Urey participated in 3 Olympic Games, winning a total of 8 golds over that time frame. But what makes his 8 golds more impressive than Phelps' 13 individual golds is the fact that Urey only needed to compete in 8 events in order to get his 8 goals. Efficiency. In 1900, during the Paris Games, he swept away the competition by winning gold in all 3 standing jump events: the standing long jump, standing high jump, and standing triple jump. He repeated that feat 4 years later in St. Louis, but with the standing triple jump discontinued after 1904, Yuri was only able to earn gold in the high and long jump competitions during the London Games in 1908. And if you wanted to include the 1906 Intercalated Games, which were organized by the IOC and recognized as an Olympic event by many historians, then you have to add another 2 golds in the standing long and high jump events to his resume. Unofficially, that's a total of 10 gold medals in the 10 events he competed in across 4 Olympic Games. Sure, Phelps may have more medals, but his bronze medal in the 200-meter freestyle in 2004, his silver in the 100 butterfly in 16 and 200 butterfly in 12, and his 4th place finish in the 400 individual medley in 2012 all prove that, while dominant, Phelps was still beatable throughout his career. Yuri, on the other hand, was not. And if there's one other Olympic athlete who's been as unbeatable as Ray Yuri and more unbeatable than Michael Phelps, it's Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt. Following his performance at the 2016 Rio Games, Bolt has now swept the gold in the 100-meter and 200-meter competitions in 3 straight Olympics. Bolt's dominance began at the 2008 Games in Beijing, where he set new world records in the 100-meter and 200-meter competitions with times of 9.69 and 19.30 respectively. And as the icing on the cake, he led the Jamaican relay team to gold while breaking his 3rd world record of the Games in the process. 4 years later in London, Bolt repeated the golden sweep in the 100, 200, and 4x1 relay. And in 2016, he won another 3 golds in the same 3 events. That's 6 individual events and 9 total events over the course of 3 Olympic Games. And in each of those events, not a single competitor could touch Bolt. Heck, the dude even finds time to crack smiles while he's cruising past the competition. This is why I consider both Bolt and Ray Yuri to be greater Olympians than Michael Phelps. This is not to take anything away from Phelps. The man is amazing and definitely a very close 2nd or 3rd, if not 1st, on the list of greatest Olympians of all time. But when you define the greatest Olympic athlete as being someone who proves to be unbeatable while competing in multiple competitions over multiple Olympic Games, it's fair to say that both Ray Yuri and Usain Bolt have proven to be greater Olympians than the great Michael Phelps himself. Who do you believe is the greatest Olympian of all time? Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and if you have any suggestions for future topics, we'd love to hear them. Also, be sure to like our videos as it helps us out a ton. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to the Total Pro Sports YouTube channel for more videos like this and other awesome sports content on a daily basis.